So that's the after battle. But welcome back, GhettoRig. Another episode of GhettoRig. We have a guest, but before we go there, my name is Jay, my co-host Eddie, and we have this beautiful guest, Emily. Just kind of quickly introduce yourself. I'm sure everybody already knows because your boyfriend raves about you all the time on a podcast. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad.
Why is it bad?
Huh?
Why is it bad?
Because the time you left me alone in the bathroom, picking up dog shit, throwing up.
Yeah,
there's some
there are some times, you know,
Well,
there are things.
There are things that happen, you
Yeah.
know?
And we thought this could not be better than a Valentine's Day episode of GhettoRig
I mean, yeah.
with the Valentine's couple in the house, right? So
Yeah.
there you have it, guys. But yeah, so today we got a full packed episode. Usually we'll follow our little modus operandi of the podcast.
What the fuck you just said?
Modus operandi. It's
does
like
that
the way it works.
The way it
The
works?
motor.
Okay.
Yeah.
The modus operandi.
Yeah.
I never heard that one before.
Like the operational way of working.
The operational
thing.
mode.
Yeah. So Emily, just introduce yourself very quickly. And then we'll probably need to kick off with some watches today, right? Like right away off the bat.
Yeah. We'll
He's
take a
over
look
here
at some.
signing
Yeah.
them, so.
Yeah,
the
I'm
reason
over here.
the reason I'm doing all this talking today is because my friend here is actually fixing his girlfriend his Valentine's watches right now as we speak.
Wait, so
He's
is he
on a
fixing
pod.
it, or is he?
He's sizing them.
sizing
He's
them.
sizing them.
Okay, so he's not
Fix-
fixing it.
I'm not fixing shit. I don't know how to do shit. I'm fixing watches.
Well, I mean, it's
We would need to call Arthur in here for that.
Yeah. You
Hey.
would.
Wait, does Arthur know?
He knows how to
Yeah.
change a battery.
Oh,
But you
That's
see,
as far as his skills.
here's the thing with Arthur.
He will figure out almost anything, though.
Yeah,
give him
if
the
you
task-
give him the task, he would
Yeah.
figure that shit out.
Like,
you
I'm-
give him
like,
the
if-
right tools.
Exactly. Like if
You can give him even fucked up tools. He'll still figure it out.
Yeah. That's very true. I can atone to that. Literally give him fucked up tools and he will figure it out.
Hey, listen, can you fix the condom on your microphone, please? It's kind of like
My
bothering
condom
me.
is fucked
Yeah,
up? Oh
yeah,
shit. Okay.
Yeah.
How
So
about now?
I can
Sound-
hear it.
sorry.
Do I sound better now?
Yes. A little bit of ASMR.
so what type of watch are you working on?
Oh, so this is just an Apple Watch. I gave her my old Apple Watch because she likes to be healthy and track her stuff a lot more than I do. So she could use
I don't
something
know
a
about
little more
being
accurate.
healthy.
I have a question. I have
I
a
just
question.
want to see notifications and set timers.
He's trying to give you a compliment, and then you're just out here shooting your own.
Well, I mean,
leg.
you have been a little more on your shit with what you're eating and trying to sleep more and do all these things. So
Yeah.
this will help with that. It's more accurate than your Series 3, I think you had. So this is the five generations newer now.
Don't bash on my.
What's
Series
up, baby?
3.
Chilling. Look at the
We're
watch.
talking about you.
I'll show you later. That's a gift
We
for
were
your
just talking about
for your
you.
wife, I guess. If you want to watch the pod, you can figure out that way instead of bombarding on our production here.
There's a professional production. Close the door behind you.
God.
Don't let it hit you.
Don't let
Or
it get on
stand
way
behind the
out.
camera. That works too.
Hello.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
check
so
if that works.
he's fixing, he's sizing the watches for her, and they should work
Too
Big?
big.
Too big.
a little too
Take another
big.
one off or
Yeah.
take two off, you think?
Bro, you know how much is a band like that for her watch? That
It's
one is
stupid.
175.
Bro, listen to this shit.
Just get
So
a
I've
random
been-
off
I've been
brand one
So
on
what's the
Amazon.
question? So our viewers know what the hell we're talking
Right.
about.
So Arthur just looks at me and goes, "Bro, those bands for some of the watches are so expensive. It's stupid." And so he was just talking about the Samsung one, right? The Samsung band, like if you want a bracelet. So when most watch guys, when they say bracelet, they're gonna mean exactly what that means. It's metal bracelet, right? So some people throw the words band, bracelet, strap around kind of universal. They're not necessarily. So the metal bracelet for what he's talking about for the Samsung smartwatch is $170 if you want to buy it aftermarket. The Google watch, sorry, Google, not Samsung. Correction. And then what I was gonna say
what
was
do you mean aftermarket? You mean the original?
the original, sorry, the original, but you're buying it after the fact, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You're buying it after the fact about the watch as an accessory, right? Sorry, it is the original Google one.
Well, how
Yes.
much is the aftermarket?
Oh, you can probably find them on Amazon for 10, 20 bucks. But what I was gonna say was Christopher Ward actually basically prices their bracelets at $300. So they have the 12, right? The 12 in stainless steel comes at $12.95, and you can buy it on a rubber bracelet for $9.95. $300 for a fucking bracelet. Is it worth it? that's the question. I think that they really overprice these bracelets,
They do.
especially like the proprietary ones, especially like when it comes with integrated bracelets, or for example, the smartwatches that they are like linked into the smartwatch has to be exactly for the watch. Yeah, they like to overprice those things.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, even if you look at Apple, yes. So in United States, I think Apple Watch is more prominent than any of the Android watches. That's for sure. You know, and if somebody
In the
has
sense, if you put them up together, one versus one to one, like let's say like the Samsung Watch versus the Apple Watch, yes, you're probably gonna see the Apple Watch win in almost every case. Now, if you said Apple Watch versus Android watches, you're gonna have a bit of a problem, I think, on your hands. Don't you? Wouldn't you say?
Arthur.
No,
no, I still
You
think there's
the
more.
because there's a
Apple
lot of
watches.
Android
expensive?
users.
There's Android users, but what I've noticed, Android users a lot of times what they'll also use is they'll use. Hey guys, side conversations. What they will also use is the Fitbits and then those
That's
Garmin's.
what I'm saying. In,
You know
in
what I mean?
general,
They'll
like
just
if you put Android watches versus Apple, you're gonna see Android probably win.
no. I think in the world yes, but in the United States I don't think so.
Okay, yeah,
I
that's
think
probably
in the United
that's
States,
probably
no.
that's probably a solid fact that in the world, yes.
Yeah.
but-
So that's why I'm thinking Amazon maybe doesn't have the quality bracelets, or they wouldn't even know where to start because there's so many different kinds of watches that they need to make a quality bracelet for. But you take the Apple Watch and it's just standard across the board through all the models. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
I mean, like her bracelet that she had originally on the metal bracelet fit on there. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
yeah. So I don't know, man. So yeah. So let's talk about these new Valentine's Day gifts that you guys
Hold
got
on.
for each other.
So Arthur said the Google Band was what 180.
170. Yeah.
For Apple, the silver one is 349 and the black one is 449.
Are you
So you're
talking about the
telling
Milanese loop?
No,
The
it just
Milanese?
says space
Yeah.
black link bracelet.
The link bracelet. Okay. Yeah.
I know they sell one like Hermes, Louis Vuitton, blah blah.
Yeah,
blah.
but
Man,
have
when
you
he
seen
says
those link bracelets though? Those
Milanese is like the one that my mom had. That's like the magnet.
Oh no, those are
Those
cheaper.
really
Those are
small?
99.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the metal, the link one, have you seen the link one up close?
No.
Ozzy actually has one. It looks fucking good. It actually really good. It looks really good.
On the
The
Apple,
design-
it looks good. I'm surprised by that.
yeah, that it looks perfect. It looks like exactly perfect.
See, but this is the thing though. Now look at the price comparison. Ready? Swiss made Christopher Ward integrated bracelet $300, and then the Apple Watch is $350. Which one do you think is better quality made? Like
I would say Apple. They had a lot more money to put into it than Christopher Ward would ever
yeah,
have.
but Apple company like Apple, you're gonna see cutting more corners and making it as cheap as possible.
I don't think so, man.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
definitely think
I would not like look at that bracelet. Like it's pretty freaking sleek. You know what I mean? It's really sleek. Like it fits.
I mean, at the end of the day, though,
Like it's designed for you not to worry about, like pushing buttons, taking out links.
it's the
you
same
know?
bracelet that's on that Casio in there for $30.
What do you mean?
He has it on the.
Yeah, there you go.
Nah, man, it's not the same
It's
as
the
the.
same integrated. Yeah,
Mm-mm. I don't know, man. You have to see it in person. It's really nice.
I would like to see it in person.
and it's
I
not
thought the one
flat.
I thought the one that Ozzy had on his new Apple Watch was the
Titanium.
Milanese one.
Oh no, he had it before.
Cause he got the gold one.
So the links themselves, they're rounded.
Yeah.
They got a little round shape to them, but even with that round shape, it fits perfectly with each other, right? Anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's talk about these.
So we can talk about this
I was
watch.
fucking impressed,
let me,
actually.
Let me take the stickers off of this.
I
'cause
was
this looks
impressed.
Janky already.
Why
So
don't you let her take the stickers off?
take the stickers off. Okay.
You already took them off.
There's still more. This is Emily's new watch. It is a Seiko Presage Cocktail Time. Is the nickname that's been given to this line of watches. It's Cocktail Time. You see a lot of men's and female Presages. They basically look just like this. Whether it's on a leather strap or a bracelet, it's got that. I don't even know what to call the dial, but if you can zoom in on that dial,
like
maybe
a
you can
sunburst.
see.
It's kind of like
It's almost like a sunburst
It's almost a sunburst dial.
Yeah, it's really fucking nice. Like I don't know if you can see it in the
No,
in
the
in
camera
photo-
doesn't
in
do it
There's no
camera.
justice.
way,
You have
yeah.
to see it in person. Camera really doesn't do it justice.
I'm curious, Miggy. Let me see what it looks like.
Yeah, I don't think camera does it justice at all.
It's really fucking nice though.
Yeah. So when I saw, I never liked the cocktail time. Yeah. So you
Oh
know.
yeah, it's too much light. You're not gonna be able to see it in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. The dial almost looks white in the camera.
Yeah.
It's not. It's pink. It's like a really, really light
And the cool part about it is what I like is the way
pink.
light hits it. You have different shades of pink. It goes from like dark pink to light pink to no
Mm-hmm.
pink at all, and it just constantly changes under the light as you move it around different angles. So I really like it. I never like, as I said, I've never liked the cocktail times. I always thought they're just like meh, but then I see it in person. Damn, it looks really good.
Check how many links you're gonna need off of that. And so now we've got out of the way of her watches that are like they're okay. We can talk about Mac Daddy now.
So with this one, it was funny because Emily comes up to me like all sneaky, and she's like, "Hey, I have a couple of watches. What do you think he's gonna like?" And then she had only two kinds of watches. The second one, she had a bunch of colors of the same watch.
It was the normal Seiko 5 Sports. So this is a Seiko 5 Sports Field
Yeah,
on
and
bracelets.
I knew that he's been looking at field watches for a while. As she's flipping through it, and she showed me the same watch, different colors, and she's flipping through it, and then she gets to this one. I'm like, this one. She's like, but there's more. No, this one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's perfect actually because this is literally when I opened it up and I was talking to her, I was like, babe, like I want you to know this now. This is my top number one pick out of all the options I sent you. It's for sure, this one. On the bracelet, field watch dial, like 100%, this is the one that, like, if I would have picked one myself out of the list I sent her, this would be my number one pick.
You know what I've
How
noticed?
many links?
And this is unequivocally true. If you're trying to buy a watch, go to the store and see these watches, because from the picture, I'm looking at it. It's a field watch, and again, field watches is another thing I don't really like.
Yeah, he's not a fan, which I understand.
Yeah, and then I look at it on a picture, it's like meh, but then I see it in person, it's like completely different. Like the picture doesn't do it
Yeah, I
justice.
agree. Because when I saw the picture, that's another reason why I was like, "Are you sure?" Because I was like, "Yeah, this
Yeah.
is kind of ugly."
Yeah, and then if you look at the watch itself, the dial, like the hour marker, the hour markers are raised. The hours, the numbers are raised. It's like it's got this three-dimensional feel to it, and then it's built really solid. When you're looking at it, even the like a date window and everything, it's pretty solid. Like it's straight angles.
And
It looks perfectly like placed together,
I was expecting the bracelet to feel more flimsy.
and it does not.
fucking
And it's
solid.
light as shit,
Yeah.
man. Like, which is really good, because this watch I have on my hand is heavy as fuck. Like this watch is super heavy, but the one he's got is extremely light, which means that your hand doesn't get as tired. You know what I mean, throughout the day. Like this one, you always feel like there's a weight on your watch, right? But that one is gonna be super light too, and it's pretty versatile too. So if and when he does get tired of the band, he can always go to like a
leather strap,
or
NATO strap.
and it's still
It's-
gonna look cool.
It's probably one of the more versatile style watches you can get. A field watch.
Yeah. So I think you got pretty good gifts. And then what else did you get for Valentine's Day?
Oh, I got a pretty nice gi,
Yeah.
actually.
How's that? So guys, to give you an idea, he got what's called a inverted panda gi. Hey Mickey, can you look
Inverted
up-
gear.
Inverted gear.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
inverted
it
gear.
is one of the panda ones.
It's a panda, right? Inverted gear, and these gis are pretty like, they're kind of like low key, but they're pretty coveted. Like a lot of people like these gis a lot.
No, not scorpion. No.
So that's actually a short roll gi.
Inverted gear. Right. That first
Yeah.
link. Yep.
But you want to go to pictures, because on their webpage they just have like
Yeah,
Like
I thought it
cartoons
was
of
weird.
it.
No. You can scroll through and there's normal pictures. So
Yeah.
go ahead and go to the gis.
Yeah, I hit kimonos.
yeah.
Scroll
Kimono
down.
is
It's the
kimono
black
is the
one.
gi from Japanese,
going,
right? The
keep
kimono
going,
means a gi,
Keep going.
and they have different colors and
Okay, scroll up. 'Cause it's one of the.
stitchings
It's
and
towards the
stuff like
bottom,
that.
so this is smart actually.
which
That one.
That one.
The black one.
with the green.
black and yellow. It looks really cool, like that traditional Brazilian style.
Yep.
That gi looks really badass.
Yeah.
That gi looks badass.
And
like
it fits pretty good though. Pants were just a little bit tight, so we're gonna see if we can get the pants changed out.
Yeah. But as I said, they're pretty fitted, right? Like when you look at it, like they're looking at somebody that's like, because again, as I said, this is a pretty coveted gi, and I never was able to get my hands on one because they just don't fit my body style. But
They make
people
a
that
lot of sizes though.
they do, and they go as far as making 900 or 1,000 GSM gi, which means it's thick as hell. It's like a winter coat.
Yeah.
It's more of a judo gi that they make.
God damn, what the fuck?
And yeah, so those are nice. So Mickey right now is looking at Origin gis. Origin gis are U.S. produced and made gis. There's only I think like couple of things on a gi that is not made in the United States. I think it's like the thread is not made in the United States or something like that, like a little part of it. So which apparently it's owned by Jocko Wilkins, and Jocko is going to. Yeah, well, that's gone.
No, it
Go
has
that
to be.
way.
It needs to be
So-
found. Oh,
so-
I see it. Right there under his leg, under the leg of the chair. You see it, babe?
So Jocko Wilkins is basically in talks to trying to figure out how to make it 100% American made. They can be on a pricier side if
Yes,
you look
especially
at it.
like the pearl weave.
Yeah, the pearl weave, but their priciest gi is probably close to $300. As a person, I probably would not get that gi. Why? Because it's so fucking nice. It's so nice.
You don't
That
want to fuck
You
it
just
up.
want to hang it up.
Yeah, you just want to touch it. You know what I mean? Because it's nice in the sense that when you put it on, it's super soft. Like, and gi is not supposed to be super soft because sometimes you use the gi as means of making somebody uncomfortable, right? Because the gi material is
Yeah,
very
that's what I was about
uncomfortable.
to ask. Don't you want it to be a little uncomfortable so
Yes,
it like
rough.
hurts people's fingers?
Yeah.
Not only fingers, hurts people's face and stuff like that. You want the
See,
gi to be a
I'm
little
a
bit on
kind
the rougher
person,
side.
and I wouldn't mind the comfort of
Yeah.
having that.
Yeah, but see
I
what
get
that
one.
does when I do hang on to your gi, my fingers are not hurting, and now you're gonna have
Like
hard
I said,
time breaking it.
I'm a good guy. I don't take the comfort.
Listen, it's about winning. It's not about losing. All right.
Okay,
Anyway.
Dyer.
Like, I was like, I just want to be comfortable.
So I'm glad you got guys super nice. That's all you got to just watch.
Yeah, that's all I got. It was just
Just
the
the
really
watch?
nice fucking watch. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I got. That's it.
Well, and he gifted me his Apple Watch.
That's
so-
how it feels to buy a very expensive watch. You just drop $15,000-$20,000. It's a nice watch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A watch?
for like a day. It's a nice watch.
But see, this is the thing. You wouldn't drop $20,000 on a watch if that person is not a watch person. Like you wouldn't get him a watch. You know what I mean? You would
Obviously,
get
I
him
mean-
some.
Why are you guys talking about it so expensive? That watch was not that damn expensive.
How do you know? He got the special edition Japanese. It was made by.
I'm just putting it like in the.
Think
scale
of a
thing.
Japanese name quickly.
So come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But,
can't, I can't undo these fucking
Can you just
links.
leave it for Arthur? I don't trust you. You're gonna mess up my watch.
No, you have the little push thingy, the little machine thingy.
There's one in there.
She'll wear her watch later.
Yeah.
There's
talk
one
shit.
right there.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
So anyway,
Arthur
so
can
yeah,
do it
so I
later.
really like your watch choices, guys. It looks
You
really
gone on
fucking
any
nice, and I was
dates,
proven
lately, my
wrong.
boy Jay?
Two eyes, huh?
You gone on any dates lately?
On any
how's the
Valentine's
relationship
Day
life?
dates?
Man,
Good.
Put you on the
You know,
spot.
no, I mean, I'm just asking because it's Valentine's Day tomorrow.
It's
You know, I'm just,
Valentine's Day.
Yeah, my religion doesn't let me believe in pagan holidays.
you don't celebrate that?
No, I don't.
What about you, Mickey? Get any luck during Valentine's week?
Yeah.
I break up before Valentine's Day, so I, don't
I haven't
need-
had
no.
time.
So to answer your question, I'm doing okay.
Doing all right?
Yes, and I
Miguel-
didn't need to spend any money.
Miguel is barely surviving. Y'all want him to go
Yeah,
on
that's
dates?
what I was about to say, dude. Like, I'm out here just trying
Oh,
to
shit,
live.
yeah.
Miguel got
Miguel-
a fucking busted lip.
Miguel
I
broken
got
was gonna
tongue.
jumped.
make
I
it
got
to the
jumped.
pod
We don't
today.
talk about that. We don't talk about that. I got
Need your
jumped.
vape on you.
We're not gonna talk about that, Mickey.
No.
Huh?
Mickey almost.
I got jumped.
I'll be right
I'll
back.
take the L.
Mickey got jumped by his floor tiles.
I'm a pussy. That's it.
What the fuck are you doing, Jay?
He said he'll be right back, but then he got distracted looking at the comments.
Emily, come out. We need to talk vodka.
Huh?
Vacay.
Vacay.
Oh,
Freaking
Who's that?
Arthur. Tell
Oh.
Arthur to come in here and have a seat and talk about vacay.
yeah, I know, right? What the fuck?
So Jay's is gonna leave us like that? All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
He said he'll be right back.
I think your Valentine's Day question hit him a little off guard. You know, you maybe
Holy crap! He had to get some time to recollect himself.
Yeah.
And
I
He's
guess.
crying in the bathroom.
think.
Just kidding, guys. He went to get his vape.
Is that what he's doing? I haven't had
I
a hit
thought
of
you
a
were
vape
crying
in a
in
while.
the bathroom because of the date question.
I heard you. You can't get rid of me that quickly.
Hard-hitting questions.
We tried.
Yeah, no, I'm okay on Valentine's Day thing. I'm doing pretty good on that. To answer your question, have I gone on the dates? No. Will I go on the dates? Maybe. I don't know yet.
Okay.
It's a work week. I don't do work week shit. I don't do work week fun.
It's a work day. You mean?
Yeah, but tomorrow I'm going to the doctor.
What did you go to the doctor for?
So I have
I know what.
I have a birthmark on my ass, and apparently
Oh.
it changed color,
Okay.
and they have to look at it. It's a dermatologist, and I want it removed.
Why are you
and
saying apparently
biopsy
it
done.
changed colors? Who noticed it changed colors?
Another doctor.
Oh, okay.
So
I thought it was gonna be juicy.
no, it's another doctor.
Oh shit! I might have just broke your watch.
Nice.
Yeah, I just broke your watch.
Told you to leave it for Archer, but you decided to keep going.
How did you break it?
I don't know, but I think I might have broke one of the spring bars.
Oh, it's just a spring bar, bro. Who cares? Just put a new spring bar in there. Anyway, so yeah, it's all good. Watches. I have another. Since we're on a watch topic, let's knock that one out real quick.
Just leave it.
Yeah, that. So you're into watches, but you are a Wall Street bank.
aren't.
But you aren't a Wall Street banker. How to thrive in a money-driven hobby. So, Mickey, give us the scoop on this a little bit. Maybe start in a
That is
second
a
or
very
third.
long article, my boy.
Yeah, just
I don't think I can talk
just
that long.
headlines. Read the headlines and then just pick a headline and go with it. Go back up a little bit, just right there. What does it say? Go down. Bringing to watches in a financially healthy manner. I think this is a good part to read.
As a kid, I was always told that I should never buy anything I didn't absolutely need on borrowed money. I still live by that creed. Granted, I have a mortgage and a business loan, so there is some hypocrisy in this statement. Generally, though, I would advise against having a hobby on someone else's money. That includes buying watches in monthly payments. I won't tell you how to live, but I believe it is safe to say that no watch is worth being in debt over. Remember, these are just shiny little objects that we enjoy. Nothing worth compromising your freedom for. I am fine not following the Jonases. I only ever buy a watch when I have a little money to spare and it doesn't get in the way of anything more important. Also, and this is somehow controversial in our world, I take resale value into account. Even if I can miss the money, it doesn't mean that I should. I have owned enough watches to know that I can fall out of love as quickly as I fell in love. If I can offload a watch relatively quickly without losing a ton, that's worth something to me.
So I kind of agree with what he's given. I think in general for every person when you buy in a watch, and especially if it's an expensive watch, I would suggest not to finance it, pay for it cash, unless you understand what you're doing, right? If you do have the cash and you can pay for it, that's no problem. But you also understand if you take that money and invest in, let's say, something relatively secure like a government bond that at the end of the year will yield you some sort of a percentage, right? And you can make your monthly payments without touching that money, right? You're comfortable with making your monthly payments, then go ahead and do that. But most people are not in that situation. I would go to say as far as 90% of people are probably not in that situation. So overall suggestion would be,
I'm not
what
going to
the
get
person
off
said.
topic here, but the resale market is ridiculous. Today I found out that some shoes that I bought for $120, some Kobe's,
Mm-hmm.
they're worth $405
Yes.
now on
So
average.
yeah, so it's these are not necessarily what's called Giffen goods. So if you look up a explanation of what Giffen good is, so they're not necessarily Giffen goods, but they're going into that Giffen good, the gray area, right? So go ahead.
Low income, non-luxury product for which demand increases, the price increases, and vice versa.
Yeah. So these are not very, especially if you're talking about shoes, right? That they're not very expensive things, but demand increases for these, so thus the price increases along with it, right? But then this is a very volatile market, right? Like you can pay $120 for some new Kobe's, and then 2 years later they cost $400, and then 2 years after that they cost only $50.
I was going to say, I don't want to get off topic again, but Kanye refunding $180 out of the $200 for the Yeezy pods.
Do what now?
Yeah, so Ye came out and he was like, yo, whoever bought any of the Yeezy pods, they were like $200.
What's a Yeezy pod?
It's like a shoe.
Okay.
Here, I'll look them up for you. So it's like some socks almost.
Uh-huh.
That's what they were.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And he made a post and said, Anybody that bought the pods, just hit up the customer support team and we'll refund you $180.
Why?
He's just blessing people.
Okay, cool. Now, he doesn't sell them anymore.
I don't know what exactly.
Well, no, these are Yeezy pods, so it's not an Adidas Yeezy shoe. It's just a Yeezy shoe. So this is a shoe he came out and did on his own through Yeezy.
Now, I did see a picture in the internet earlier that he was together with the Adidas CEO again.
Did you guys see the Super Bowl commercial he did?
Yeah, that wasn't a real thing though.
Yeah, it's talking about something. We spend money, $7 million on the commercial, the spot, so we couldn't spend any money on the actual commercial.
So he was like, just go to Yeezy.com and just order this, whatever that.
Yep.
The man is really off his rocker, for sure. For sure. You know what I
To
mean?
start off saying, yeah.
He's all over the place.
He's off his rocker, for sure. And he's obviously on medication, for sure. Now,
Or he's off the meds.
well, he has to be on medication, right? But anyway, the point here is that, but the guy is so fucking talented. Like,
I still listen to his music to this day. Like,
bro,
his
he'll
old
just come
shit.
out of the black and make something, and he just goes viral.
Right now, I'm like on a binge of listening to old Kid Cudi, not old, but like a little bit old Kid Cudi, a little bit old Kanye West.
Let's not throw this
Kids See
word
Ghosts.
old around that way, okay? Whatever is old for you is pretty new for me, okay?
Well, whatever.
Because when you're saying old, I immediately think about Eagles. That's old. But what is Ozzy saying? You're still thinking that we could be coming
Maybe.
home
just to think
from training right now?
Just to think that we could be coming home from training right now.
Yeah.
Well, we have things to do, Ozzy. We're not just here
Oh, so
doing bullshit.
it was so funny yesterday. So Eddie did not respond on our group chat, right? That he's gonna go to train, and then he's like, "I'm not going," and then finally responds, and I'm like, I call him. I'm like, "What do you mean you're not going?" He's like, "No, bro, I
Bring
just
up the
came
mic a
home."
little bit.
He's like, "No, bro, I just came home, blah blah blah," and I'm like, "It's just one time." I'm like, "That's how it starts." Next thing we know, you're under the bridge shooting heroin into your veins. You going to training. So I made his ass go to training yesterday.
Yeah. So
he calls me and he's like, "Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go." And then like 5 minutes later, "Yeah, I'm gonna go." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
I called Eddie. He was sleeping. I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, are you gonna go to jiu-jitsu?" He's like, "I don't know, bro."
BJ and nothing else matters.
And then
Well,
I said,
John-
"Well, I was gonna go
you
if you
forgot
were
what
gonna
Jay-
go, but since you're not going, I'm not gonna go." And then
Yeah,
he
and
called me like 5 minutes later, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going. Come on, let's go."
Yeah, get ready.
I was already fucking getting on the game.
But I thought you couldn't go.
He
I
couldn't.
was recording. I wasn't
Oh,
training.
Yeah,
Okay,
he was
okay.
taking pictures and recording and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. So I was guilt tripped into getting more injured.
You didn't get injured, bro. Nobody took it rough on you. We just said just drill, which what you did, which you
Yes.
did the right thing.
All I
You
did
just
was
drilled.
drill.
You were there at least to participate for the understanding of, like, if you didn't go, you wouldn't know shit about the deep half. I mean, it would have come to you later, but you wouldn't know anything about it. Now
Right.
at least you know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true.
So, just going to jiu-jitsu and just watching is good enough sometimes. You know what I mean? If you really cannot participate, you completely fucked up, like what Miggy was. Just watching and seeing is
Yeah.
plenty enough, So, but anyway, Miggy, what we have I found a crazy article. So this lady went apparently viral trying to explain about Greek statues and why do they have small peepees. So there you go. So don't need to read the whole article.
Yeah, I don't think
Go
that's
down and
necessary. I think we can just talk about it.
Yeah, go down. And before we play this video, what do you guys think? Why is it like that? Because all of the Greek statues, they all look like rough, tough bomboclats, but then they have these little,
tough.
they have these little tiny little peepees, you know. Well, that's what they look like. I mean, look at that picture.
Shit.
You know, like he's all fucking chiseled out, like all muscled and shit. There's actually bring up the statue of David. There's actually a school of thought here. When you look at the statue of David, they're saying that the artist used two different people to make the statue of David. Go to the part where you
Hey,
can
bro,
see
who
just
said that
his
small? It
torso.
looks pretty normal to me.
Go just to his torso, not necessarily his penis, bro. Just no front facing torso shot.
That's pretty
Yeah, where you can see his
Average.
arms.
Okay, you want his chest?
Okay,
You want his
so
arms?
there you go. So a lot of people are saying that artists use two
bodies
two bodies to do the statue, and the way they're saying why it's like that is because the torso, the body, like the midsection, like the pecs and there you go, the abs are more of a younger kid, where the arms are way too developed and they're more of a grown up.
Yeah, I could see that.
You know what I mean? So I don't know.
He just looks like he wasn't eating enough and he was underdeveloped.
Yeah.
Look
So
at,
what,
look at it. It literally says Michelangelo's David has weak ankles.
yeah. So that's what they're saying. They're saying that like the whole body was designed after looking at someone that was pretty young, and then the arms were designed after someone that was designed that looked already a little more
So
older
he
and
used
more
two
muscular.
subjects.
So
He
you're
used
saying
two
it's a little
subjects.
kid pee-pee?
Could be. But anyway, so talking about the peepees, go back to the article. He's a grower, not a shower.
No,
is it?
no
So
shame in that.
what do you guys think? Why do you guys think they did it that way? Why do you guys think they sculpted it that way?
I don't know, bro. What do
Any
you-
opinion is good enough.
Well, back then it was a sign of fertility
What?
that you had a small pee-pee
Was it a sign of fertility?
or some shit like that.
Yeah, hey,
okay,
hey,
so
he's,
that's an
at least he's
opinion.
throwing out shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
At least he's
What
throwing
about
out
you?
something.
What do you think? What do you think?
You don't have to be right because we're about to fact check it right now.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything that makes sense. Just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, even if it doesn't make sense.
Maybe the artists had a small one and he wanted to make himself feel good and make
But it was
everybody
more
think-
than just one artist that was making these things with small
Maybe they
peepees.
all had little peepees.
My thing is, it just constantly was cold because them motherfuckers were cold.
I mean, he did have to stand in the middle of a fucking empty room probably and just pose.
Yeah. So, but yeah, go ahead on
Decent
that
breeze
video.
depends on the season of the year, you know.
So,
They didn't believe the organ to be a significant sign of strength.
now go back to that video.
That's so cap.
Go back to the video.
What video?
I think this will make
If you
sense.
scroll down,
That
there's a
will
video
make
of a
sense. That will make sense once you watch the video. So go ahead and play the video for us.
Okay, it's only 55 seconds. Not bad. Bro, we already talked about your watch so many times, and you gotta flood us with ads. Like we've already talked about your watch, bro.
Skip ad. Skip ad. Skip ad. All right, cool.
Ancient Greek statues have colossal muscular physiques and yet a tiny package? Well, I have, so I did some digging. I found this quote from the Greek playwright Aristophanes that stated that the ideal of male beauty was a gleaming chest, bright skin, broad shoulders, tiny tongue, strong buttocks, and a tiny... Meanwhile, large appendages were depicted rather negatively in ancient Greece, like this bad boy right here. What you see illustrated here is the satyr, a mythological Greek creature that was depicted as barbaric and having a huge... What I wasn't aware of was that the Greeks often presented their enemies, the Egyptians, these satyr creatures, and even fools in comedies as having large appendages. So it was quite a negative thing to have, which is quite different to today. Essentially, what I discovered was that big, bad, and small good in ancient Greece. But why was this? This is obviously different to
Pause
today.
it. That's it then.
Wow.
So can you imagine
Just wanted to
if
show the pretty girl on the pod.
Drake was alive during those times?
there
There would have been. There have been. They would have just laughed at him. Look at this big dick motherfucker. You know?
Shit, everybody laughing like that shit needs so much blood. When you get hard, you go stupid.
He takes it away from your brain.
You got lightheaded.
Yeah, bro.
You get
It's so
lightheaded
funny.
off that fucking shit.
Yeah, can you imagine you walking around and if they didn't like you or you were like a foreigner or whatever, look at this big dick motherfucker. So I
Look at
thought that
this
was pretty
elephant
hilarious, you know. I would have never thought of that.
They were
but
saying the enemies are the ones with the big peepees because they
Yeah.
were jealous.
yeah,
So, sounds like the whites have been jealous of the blacks since day one. This has been running for a long time.
they did talk about Egyptians and they're African as hell. So I mean, you know, they got a little bit of truth in that. Like, I don't think they were really mad at them or they were jealous of it. They were more
coming
like,
in, fucking their wives, and then having that. They were definitely mad about it.
Yeah.
Also, they make it. Why else would they make it into something negative? There had to be some kind of stigma around it that like they were either trying to compete with others, and we're clearly losing, right? So trying to depict this image. There was definitely something going on there.
So you think it was a psyop of like complete psyop of like
Blackmailing.
just blackmail type of deal?
I like that. I listened to that clip again today. The monkey thing that Andrew was talking about, where like they put the five monkeys in the room, then they put the banana at the top of the rope.
Yeah.
That
That's a real thing.
Yeah,
That's a real
that
thing.
reminded-
Yeah. So
Old school.
talking about psyops,
That
apparently
was the old school nude leaks. They would just fucking draw you or like make a statue of you.
that was the old school
That's
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
That's funny as fuck. You did not want to fuck over a guy who
Artist.
used to sculpt back in the day.
Yeah. You put a big dick on you, now everybody laughing at you because you got a big dick.
Imagine walking around like, no, look, it's not that big. It's not that big. I promise you. I promise you.
But so they're talking about psyops. There is this conspiracy theory that went viral in the internet, and it had to do with the football game,
The 13 thing.
the 13.
Oh, apparently her favorite number, Taylor's favorite number is 13.
It's not her
and-
favorite number. It's
Or someone's
what's the-
favorite number.
The Q-tip, the dirty Q-tip looking girl, the singer,
Ice Spice.
Ice Spice.
Ah,
It's her favorite thing.
the 30 cute.
Well, she looked like a damn dirty Q-tip. Pull up her picture.
That's funny as fuck.
Pull up her picture. She looks like a dirty Q-tip. I mean, tell me I'm wrong. Yeah, no, go to the Super
Nah,
Bowl
Miggy
one.
just wanted to see this picture specifically.
Go to the Super Bowl one.
I think Miggy has some kind of attachment. I can tell the way he typed it. He's got some kind of attachment to this fucking picture.
Ice Spice Super. Yeah, look, she looked like a damn dirty Q-tip, bro. She looked like a
You think
used
of
up
this shit?
Q-tip.
You're not even a fart. That's just so stupid, bro.
So anyway, so she was there was that where she was doing apparently devil signs or whatever. She was wearing an upside down cross, and she was doing, you know how in rock band people will go like this, so she was doing these things like with her fingers, and then she had this upside down cross, and they're like, bunch of people were getting injured because she was like casting devilish spells. I was like, all right, you're fucking crazy. But there was another thing that went viral. Apparently there was a video part where they have a first down,
I saw that.
they get the ball,
That they were
and then they
cheating.
run. And
They
then
only got 2 yards. They weren't supposed to get it. They were on
so no,
second
they
down.
went 8 yards and they were
Or 2 yards left.
2
whatever
yards
it was,
left.
Yeah.
But then the screen changes. On the screen it says
Second
first down,
and then it goes
10
to
to go.
first. Yeah.
But here was the thing. This was the thing. A lot of people went on it and said that, like, no, that's wrong. The actual within whoever did the banner on a TV, those people were confused. But during the actual game, you can see the flag that they post. It says second down.
Right.
So everyone knew exactly what's going on. And then he gets the ball again. He throws it, and then they go get the first down again. So
That's something that happens all the time. Miscommunication between the broadcast,
so,
the
yeah.
broadcast team, and like what's actually going down. You know.
But the biggest conspiracy came from, they said that the Pfizer boy and
Pfizer boy.
yeah, what's her name?
Nancy Pelosi.
No, the singer
Taylor.
Taylor Swift
Uh-huh.
and her boyfriend. Boyfriend is the Pfizer boy, and
Oh, Kelsey.
Kelsey is the Pfizer boy, and Taylor Swift. So they're big. Taylor Swift even came out talking to her dad how she wants to vote Democrat. You know, this like that. Dad says, "Hey, listen, watch out, because like this is a big thing. You know, you're gonna put yourself in danger." She's like, "I can't do it. I have to do this." Blah blah blah. So the psyop goes by saying that they needed for Chiefs to win, so them as a couple can come up and promote the Democratic Party as the winning party.
Ah,
Because Taylor Swift herself just brought in close to $500 million to Chiefs only. By just showing up to the games, the projection is for the year Chiefs will be making $500 million
I thought you said it was
extra.
300.
It was 300 then.
Now
Now
it's
the
500.
projection have gone out to 500.
okay.
$500 million, right? So they're saying that the psyop is like they had to win, so this was all designed that way, so they win because the entire game they were losing, and then somehow at the end they come back and win. Blah blah blah, this and that. The game was basically rigged. A lot of people were saying that, but at the end of the day, you can't take. Here's the thing about the game, right?
Real quick, you want to see the horrendous watch that Travis Kelce was wearing after the Super Bowl? It was horrible.
You want to see the horrendous outfit Travis Kelce was wearing coming into Super Bowl?
Put Travis Kelce, Breitling, Bentley.
Man got no taste. And then he went out there and said some.
I was watching Nico Leonard, Pride and Opinion. I was watching him review this, and he goes, "Good thing he won the Super Bowl because he ain't win shit with that watch."
Yeah. So.
It's a Breitling Bentley collab, I guess it is.
So
it's big too.
And then he got the MVP, most valuable player, and then he was.
I thought Mahomes was getting that.
It was Mahomes.
It was Mahomes. Oh yeah, that's right. Mahomes got it, and then he's holding the thing in his hand.
Yeah.
And he goes to talk, and he just says this incoherent nonsense of like Elvis. He like sings the Elvis Presley's. One of the songs, and he's just like screaming in a microphone, just like this. You can't even fucking make out what the guy is saying, right?
He's excited, bro.
Anyway, the point here is that everybody went crazy by saying that this is a conspiracy theory.
I saw something about the number 13 too. They were talking about that.
There's number 13. It was for the Q-tip, right? Dirty Q-tip.
So they were mixing a bunch of things together.
They were mixing a bunch of things, and then they had Mahomes thing where his ear was covering. Because he's number 15, right? He's the number 15 player. His ear was covering the headband, right? And it looked like a swastika, but it's number 15. It's just his ear was covering the five. So they're like, oh, like look at this.
Oh my god. People really want to fucking find random shit, bro. Come on, you're really gonna say he's got a Patrick Mahomes got a swastika on him? Come on, what the fuck? That's so stupid.
Taylor was a big time, PR thing, just like Alex says. Hey, shout out to Matty. He's watching us on a big screen at his home. He just sent me a picture. Hey, Matt, thank you for supporting. So, but here's the bigger issue that I'm having, right? You have to give Mahomes his flowers. This kid is young. Can you imagine? He won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls. Can you imagine if he comes back and wins the 3rd one? Because right now, a lot of people say, the GOAT arguably is what's his name?
I don't pay attention to what sort of football. So you're talking gibberish.
Okay,
I'll try.
Tom Brady is the GOAT, and Mahomes I think is number 2. Like he's literally number 2 there, and because he's super young, because he's super good, and people are not giving him his flowers in my opinion.
Right now,
right?
he's creating a dynasty, which is what makes him good, but still not there yet. You got people like Peyton Manning, or. There's some other ones, but he's not there yet.
You saw the thing that Peyton Manning did with that famous clip. The famous clip where they're roasting the dude and he like throws himself into the crowd.
I think I know which one you're talking
right?
about.
He did. He remade that with the guy. He was talking about.
I do agree with Alex, because it is hard to stage. It's impossible to stage a whole football season. I agree with that, but you got to remember, Travis Kelce and Taylor got together. Not throughout the whole season, right? It was like halfway closer to the playoffs during the playoffs type of deal. That's when they got together.
No,
right?
I mean, I think that the whole thing of any of those things being staged, that's a little far fetched. But the whole Taylor PR stunt, when you're projected to be bringing in $500 million now, people are gonna ask questions, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, football is a dying thing. People are not watching football anymore.
It's still the biggest sport in America.
It is the biggest sport in America, but people are not watching now. With them bringing Messi, actual football.
Now the funny thing
has been the biggest growing sport in the United States, and a world championship is going to be in the United States. This next one is gonna be in the United States.
The NFL actually advertises football as the biggest sport in the world. Or the biggest sporting event in the world.
Yeah, no.
Which is not. I think baseball might have that, and even
soccer.
Soccer, hands down, probably the biggest sport in the world.
Biggest sporting event
biggest
in the world.
Following
with the World Cup.
And then even things like cricket, although we don't watch it, still mostly big
in
numbers.
Formula One, bro. Formula One, they have some of the nastiest fucking events.
But Miggy has a point. Cricket. cricket makes
Well,
more
yeah,
sense.
it's one of the biggest sports in the world. We just don't look at it here on the
Correct.
west side. We don't care too much about it, right? But
We never
over
got
there,
colonized by Britain.
especially Europe, Australia, New
well,
Zealand,
Australia and India, more New Zealand, Australia, India, they're big into
India,
cricket.
yeah.
Yeah, but not the rest of the world. The rest of the world is like kind of whatever. But like Pakistan and all of these countries, like in Asia, towards
Yeah. I mean,
Australia,
anything eastern side mostly. You can kind of
Yeah.
find pockets in all the east.
because Europe doesn't really play baseball or cricket. They're more into
But
football,
there are definitely some countries in Europe that play some
football
cricket.
and basketball. I think that's the
Yeah.
So
top
Emily,
top.
what do you
Yeah.
think? Do you like cricket?
I don't even know what that is.
If you'd have asked,
Shore cricket.
if you'd asked me what
That's
are the
why I'm
rules
so
of
sad.
cricket,
I
I
don't
don't know shit
No, I
about
can
cricket.
recognize when they're playing the game.
looking around like I don't know what the fuck to do.
I know it has something to
I
do
don't
with
know.
trying to hit the
I don't know
sticks
what they're talking
behind the
about.
guy
I don't
that's
know nothing
hitting.
about
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but the only thing that I disliked about this whole psyop situation that people were saying, it's like they're undermining what Mahomes did. Like he's a great leader,
Right.
he's a great player. Like you gotta give this kid his
the
flowers.
whole team. Give the whole team the respect.
Now Mahomes was, bro. You should have seen.
Well,
He
no,
was
one
on
guy doesn't
fucking
make the whole
point.
fucking team in that
Bro,
sense.
he as a quarterback, he was on point. He was putting that ball into people's hands. Bro.
I didn't watch it. You watched that Aussies?
Yeah, I watched it at Aussies, man. He was doing really, really well. Like he was doing really well. He's really picking the defensive line apart, you know. So,
Hey, Mickey, our stream's a little jumpy, no? Oh, you got it. Go ahead, check it out. Do your thing.
yeah. So I don't know. So I thought it's pretty interesting to see, you know, talking about psyops.
No, it
but,
looks good.
But on the other note, on a non-psyop note, apparently
Oh, there are some spots here that get glitchy.
there have been some cancer treatments that were 100%. All the patients went 100% into remission.
What kind of cancer was it for?
It was. They said all the patients went into remission. So if you pull up the article, we have the article on that. It's one of those long articles, but it's there. Yeah, that right there. Clinical trial results in an amazing 100% remission rate for all cancer patients. Now, if you go down, so just to give you an idea, guys, we've spent so much money towards breast cancer awareness that breast cancer is probably one of the most successfully treated cancers out there, right? I don't know what the numbers are, but I think prostate cancer is pretty close as well, as far as treating. Probably the worst ones are melanoma, most likely, which is the.
Do you remember
skin
the
cancer.
iHeart booby bracelets?
iHeart booby bracelets? Yeah.
I had so many of those.
Yeah, I bought a few.
We even have a whole breast cancer awareness month in the United States, right? Where everyone kind of like has pink license
Yeah,
tags
where's
and
There
things.
is
Look
one
yourself,
thing.
yeah.
There's one type of bracelet that Jay can't relate with us with.
Huh.
The silly bands.
Silly bands, yeah.
Yeah.
What's a
animal
silly
ones.
band?
So
Yeah,
silly
see?
bands were these animal-shaped rubber band
They
bracelets.
started making all sorts of shapes though.
They were
Yes, originally it was animals though, right?
they're like a normal rubber band, but they have a shape. So like when you have it on, it looks like a normal rubber band on your wrist, but when you take it off, it's random shapes.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, that's
Those
fucking
were the
stupid.
shit. I remember at one point we weren't allowed to take them to school. Like they were like banned.
Why?
Because kids started selling them.
Yeah, we were trading.
Did
Yeah, we
you
were
guys ever
trading
do
those
crazy
motherfuckers.
looms?
Crazy looms? I don't.
I think that was more of a girl thing, but
Oh, that? Yeah, I did
that
that.
you had the tiny rubber bands
Then
and you would like.
and you would thread them together
My
to
little
make
cousins
those.
have
I
done
did
that. I've
them.
got this.
I
So
thing.
I
did them.
had
I
the-
did them with the silly bands.
I had the 3 thing with the clear. You know what I'm talking about?
I did
So
it.
let
With,
me ask you this.
I did it with pencils.
But if you have multiple, you could like combine them and make like people
Yeah.
would make purses and like.
So let me ask you this. For
Fuck.
a while back, this thing went viral when kids were wearing different color of the bands, and each color stood for something in
Yes.
their sexual preference.
Yes, I remember that. Like I remember one time I was wearing one of them and somebody said something to me and I was little, so I was like, "What are you talking about?" Like I was so
Yeah.
confused. And then I like saw something about that. I don't know what each color means, but I remember it meant something.
Yeah.
Mickey, did you trade Pokemon cards and stuff? Oh, when you got here at what age?
8.
8? Oh, maybe 2. It's a little too old.
I didn't trade them, but I did get packs, and I used to battle my cousin, and we would just make up our own Yu-Gi-Oh rules.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah.
So I used to trade Yu-Gi-Oh
We
and
would
Pokemon
actually, we
cards.
would actually throw a card, and I would throw a card. Whichever one looks cooler, that's the one that won. And then
My-
and then would be like, yeah, but mine has wings, so it flies away. Yeah,
Yeah.
but mine has a gun, so it shoots you down.
So let me ask you
That
this.
sounds like the
My
best way to
brother-
play fucking
Pretty much
Yu-Gi-Oh.
how it
My
worked, dude.
brother used to be into all of that, and I remember, like, I think he still has them, but he used to have, like, the cool holographic ones, whatever. He's waiting
Yeah, those
because
are
one
cool.
day they're gonna be worth a lot. We'll see. But if you guys want to hear a funny story, my brother, when he was little,
That's a good one. Good story. Oh, there's more. I'm
Jay
sorry.
had to do it, babe. You know.
my brother, when he was little, would sell and trade and whatever at school. And one day he was looking for a specific card. So he went to Walmart and he started opening packages. And he just went through all of the packages till he finally found the one he wanted, took it out, and put in, like, one that he already had. They saw him through the cameras, though. So as they're going to leave, they, like, pull my mom aside and make her go into the little room. And they told her what he did. And my mom was crying and everything. And this
Nice.
little motherfucker was just like, okay.
So let me ask you this: did you ever have specifically bubble gum? When you would open the thing of bubble gum, inside you would have pictures of cars. You never had this?
No.
So back home we had
No, but in Cuba we did have some that had like stickers.
stickers. Okay.
Yeah.
Because back home we had these they were all square bubble gums, and you would open a bubble gum, and inside would be pictures of cars like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, this and that. And if you chewed a lot of bubble gum, you would have a lot of these a
Right.
lot of these pictures. And we would, as little kids, gamble, right?
Yeah.
The way the gambling went would come in with a stack of these papers, right? And then you would be like, okay, well, I'm gonna put one, and you're gonna put one, right? So they would put one, and then would take turns hitting these stickers, going like these papers, going like, you don't just hit them, you just hit them and with your hand like this, and they would come up in the air and
Yeah.
flip. If you were able to flip them over where you don't see the picture anymore, those were yours. And you would put new ones in, and you hit, and then those were yours. And then you would lose, and then you just
so
kept
you would
playing.
just hit beside it.
Yeah, so you think of this as being the sticker. You would just, because there was a way you had to make a palm, right? Like
Yeah,
they had to
because
create a vacuum, air vacuum,
exactly.
and you would just hit it.
Oh, you do hit on top of it. Okay.
Yeah, and then some kids got bright. They figured if they use their thumb and they just kind of clip the corner of the sticker, they could flip it over. So you were watching like a hawk. No, you use the thumb, and
Yeah.
we get fights into this. But the thing was, you would just hit it and then flip it over. But that you would do that one at a time. But if you were a baller and you had a lot of them, you'd be like, all right, I'm putting 10 down. You put 10 down, and then you would go through the little things. Like, no, bro, I put a Ferrari. You got to put something similar. Like,
Yeah.
you couldn't just put a little.
MG.
Volkswagen
Toyota.
Jetta.
Yeah, like a little Toyota or like a Bug VW. If I'm putting Ferrari down, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So you had to match it, and then we just played that game, and that was our like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, whatever, however you want to call it.
Yeah, it's funny. I never really recognized, like, until now, really, like, me trading Pokemon's cards as a hustle. Like, as a kid being like that, you know? Like, I always heard stories of, like, her brother and other people, like, they would draw things and sell them at school and stuff like this. I was never like that. And I always looked at them being, like, the hardcore hustlers. I never saw myself as being one of the hustlers.
Yeah,
but
my
now that I
brother
look at it, I was like,
used
hey,
to
I used to
draw.
trade Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, the silly bands, do
And
things
then
like
you
that.
had the real hustlers who were like the
Yeah,
one
they were the
kid
real
who
hustlers. They
brought,
were the
like,
one-
chocolates and
Yeah,
chips.
for
and
Oh,
shit.
real.
bro,
Yeah.
that was the shit, man. There was always that one kid that for some reason had all the chocolate. Like he just
He would
walked
come
around with
with
a
a
bag.
bag.
Like at one point, there was this kid that had his backpack, and then he had a duffel bag that he walked around with that was just full of like chocolate and candy and stuff. You just go to him, buy whatever you wanted.
He would fucking sell, dude.
Mm-hmm.
He was hustling.
Bro.
And then they started
There was
selling,
a chick that would do it too.
They started selling the sneaker keychains as well.
Did they get in a
Yeah.
fight? Did they get in a fight for turf?
Territory? No, yeah, no. that never happened.
He got canceled, though.
I think they were. Damn,
He
got
bro.
canceled.
What?
Canceled?
Yeah.
Who was
The
this that you're
school
talking about?
told him he couldn't sell shit in school.
Shit, yeah, but
Yeah, I remember they would have to like sneak around about
And
it.
then they
Yes.
say that school is supposed to promote you growing up and being somebody, and they just literally actively put you down when you're trying to make money.
you're trying to hustle, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, they had their own vending machines they were trying to make their money off of.
fuck
you know?
them. Fuck their vending
But
machine.
the
You know-
freaking football coach in his room would sell snacks.
Yes.
So fuck the vending machines. I know that money was going to him
And the-
directly.
Yeah, because
that wasn't going to the school.
Yeah,
And
he
you
bought
also
those.
had the world's finest chocolate charity events as well.
Yeah.
But
They
yeah,
do
he
that.
had the whole thing full of like chips, chocolate, whatever, and
That
then he had a
chocolate's-
fridge full of drinks.
Gatorades and stuff.
Yeah,
You
because
know,
the vending machines was like diet.
you weren't even allowed
sugar-free
to have a
stuff.
deck of cards on campus, like a normal deck of cards.
No,
you
you
could bring Uno, you could bring any other kind of card game. But if it's like a traditional deck of cards and they found you playing that shit, if it was a nice teacher, he'd be like, "Bro, you guys got to stop playing. You guys aren't allowed to do
You-
this."
you
But
wanna hear
usually, it was like an administrator. He'd fucking straight up take the deck.
You want to
But
hear
I feel
something
like I
funny?
remember
Hilarious.
playing like goldfish and all that stuff.
You're
at
not
school.
allowed to have the deck of cards.
I still brought a deck of cards
Yeah.
to high school.
You wanna
I
hear
used to
something
a
play-
lot of people did, but
I used
As
to
a-
play in Miss Kimes'
As a
class.
little kid, one of my friends brought a deck of cards to school. Guess what deck of cards it was? Could you take a wild guess?
a Playboy
Ones with
deck.
like girls on it.
I knew it.
Naked women. And I told him, I convinced his ass to hand me that. To take it home with me and,
And
then
then
bring
you
it
got-
back the next day because I wanted to see the cards, right? Like I wanted to, because it was like
You
hush
wanted
hush.
to-
It was like,
You
on my-
wanted to
And
see
you
the
got
card.
You
caught
wanted to
with
see
it.
the card. You want to touch yourself.
No, I was,
And he got
You wanted
caught
to
with
touch
them at
yourself,
school.
boy.
He didn't even get to
I
touch
was
himself.
8 years old.
You still wanted to touch
My
yourself.
dumbass brought the fucking cards home and everything, but I was so afraid that I figured if I keep it on me, it's gonna be the safest place, right? To
Yeah.
keep it on me.
Yeah.
And I had this at the dinner table, and I was trying to show my brother. And my mom was like, "What are you guys doing?" And then I quickly go and I hide it under my ass because that's what you did as a little kid. And my mom was like, "What did you just hid?" Nothing, nothing, nothing. And then she's like, stand up. And she sees the cards. I got my ass beat. Cards got confiscated. My mom was at school the next day.
No.
Teacher knew about it.
You were that kid.
Yeah, teacher knew about it because my mom said something. You made me to tell who he was.
Oh, you
That kid
snitched?
got in
Damn.
trouble.
Oh, you snitched? You were the rat?
He was 8
No,
years old.
I
And he
was
was scared
8
of
years
his
old, bro.
mom.
Believe me, I was afraid of that shoe more than I was afraid of any kind of bad
Bad rep.
bad rep that I would get in school for the rest of my life. Believe me, I was afraid of the damn
That's funny
shoe.
as fuck. Yeah, I guess you're 8 years old. You're telling anybody.
Yeah. So yeah, I got in trouble for fucking bringing naked cards home.
You know, the only time I got a referral was my mom's fault. So I skipped the class because I hated the teacher. They call her and I'm like, no, mom, I was there. Like, I just got there a few minutes late, but like, I'll tell her to fix it tomorrow. Like, don't worry about it. She decides to send Lorena to send an email to the teacher. And the teacher was like, yeah, no, she was not there. She skipped my class. And so now it was confirmed that my mom thought I was there, but I was not there. So the teacher gave me a referral.
Nice.
Yeah.
For lying to your mom.
This is some funny shit. So
That was in like 6th or 7th grade.
I was in one of the only times I ever got like in trouble. I had this art teacher. She was a bitch, man. But
When you're an art teacher, like you have no right to be one because like
Right?
no.
Should we call
This,
her out? Should we call her out because she's?
no.
I think
She
you
actually
should call
could-
her out.
She could draw.
No,
It doesn't
but
matter what
that
she
doesn't
can
matter.
do.
She was a dickhead.
Yeah,
Oh, she was an ass. Yeah.
I had an art teacher like that too. Some old man came in and he was an art teacher and he wanted me. You know
Like,
what?
why become an art
Google,
teacher?
Google. I'm gonna spell this for you. LAVASH. Lady
Is there a space?
space lady cooking. Images. This motherfucker wanted me to draw a lady that's cooking this traditional Armenian bread, right? Go to the second picture. One below. Yeah. As she's putting this shit inside of that hole for it to cook. And I'm like 11, 12 years old. My talents are negative 20.
Yeah.
Like I have zero talents. I come up to him, he's like, well, this is what you're supposed to do. And he's like trying to show me how to draw. I'm looking at him, I'm like, bruh,
I'm 12.
not only I'm 12, I'm not gonna become a painter or
so
a,
I'll tell you this much. For example, when it comes to drawing or painting, I don't like. I think that Lynette took all that. Lynette took all that. She can paint. She can draw pretty well. Like she took all that shit. Right when it comes to the genes, no artistic value here when it comes to writing. Right, but there is a method. Like for example, not in middle school, right, but in high school, as I got a little older, so 14, 15, 16. There's a method that they show you on how to do things. And if you follow those methods are very tedious, right? And, you know, someone that's really good at drawing is going to go through it in 10 seconds and it'll take you 20 minutes, right? Simple as that. But if you go through it and take the steps, you can make some decent stuff, bro. I made some things that I was like, I did not believe that I was going to be able to do this.
I agree with you. If that was taught to you from day one, this motherfucker was a substitute teacher that came in for 3 classes and gave me a fucking F for not being able to draw a lady that puts bread inside a hole.
It's funny that you say that art teachers are crazy, because the one that I was going to talk about when I got into trouble wasn't even the worst one I had. The worst one I had was, I'm going to dox her, I don't give a fuck, Miss Dubin. In
Dublin.
Dublin or I thought it was Dubin.
No, it was Dubin. Never mind.
Dubin.
Dubin.
Bro, this woman was off her
rocker.
Bro. Off her rocker. She went into the closet and screamed one time. She wouldn't let us leave school. I had her as last period, so after her, I'm going home, right? She wouldn't let us leave because someone didn't return one of her markers. She was so crazy that a kid got so built up such a vendetta against her. He brought a BB gun to school to scare her. He got caught with it before we got to the class. So it's funny. Like second, third period, we hear like, oh, something happened to so and so. I remember his name actually, but something happened to so and so. Oh shit, okay. And then later, like right before I go to that class, I figure out, oh yeah, he got caught with a
Let me ask
BB
you,
gun.
why did
scare
somebody
her.
take your marker to begin with?
Someone probably fucking picked it up and put it with
some
their
kid-
stuff.
Well, then just go
That's
through
one
it quickly,
option.
look at it.
But what if like?
Bro, but she was screaming.
She's
screaming and, like, going
No,
crazy.
I
What if it
agree
was
she
a
didn't
what if it
handle
was a
it
kid
properly.
who
But why
couldn't
you guys
afford
fucking with this
markers?
lady? You know she crazy.
But what if it was a kid who couldn't afford markers? Like his family couldn't buy markers, and
I
So
understand, but it
He
is
needed a
not his
marker.
marker.
Yeah, he's right. It's not his marker.
I
But,
understand that.
bro,
but
she legit like.
man, I stole calculators. I stole freaking scissors.
This is
I
why you're
stole all
talking
sorts
like
of
that.
shit.
Maybe I could afford
I
it.
could
Allegedly.
afford it, but
Allegedly.
I liked like
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, there you go. You gotta say these things, babe. Look, man, the woman was
Allegedly
fucking.
robbed a
I
bank.
borrowed.
No, I
Crazy.
agree. She was crazy. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, I can see you guys, her being crazy, and you guys being like, "Let's fuck with this bitch for today." You know what I mean?
I mean, I definitely wasn't like that.
What I was
I
trying
knew
to
she
say
was
is
so
she
crazy.
was such a dickhead that kids would just out of a, like he said, a vendetta would go and get back at her.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There were certain kids like that. I wasn't like that. I was more of like she's crazy. I know she's going to literally give me a referral in like 0.5 seconds if I don't do the right shit. So like, let me get it done because I know my mom will beat my ass.
Yeah.
Right? So I was very like pungent about doing shit the way she asked, making sure she got her fucking markers back and shit. It was so crazy, man. It was a horrible art. Like, art class supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy it.
That's what I'm
It's
saying.
supposed
Art
to
class
be an
supposed to be-
elective.
Art
An
cla-
elective, bro. You
Do
did it
you-
because you wanted to.
You know
Art
what's the
class
best
is one
thing
of those
about
things
that?
that brings up your GPA. That's supposed to be the buffer for your GPA, and
No,
this motherfucker's giving you Fs for not being able to draw a lady that puts a bread inside a little hole.
I never enjoyed
Jay's got a
art
vendetta
class.
against this motherfucker.
I only took one art class in middle school, and then I didn't take it in high school. Like throughout elementary school, you have to whatever, but I had never liked it, and I've always said like I can't draw. Like, forget this, I can't whatever. When I got to college, though, I had to take one, and I think what makes a very big difference is if your teacher genuinely enjoys teaching
The class?
art. Yes, because before it was like, okay, yeah, do this. Like I just feel
Listen.
like art was like.
I think you're either designed for art or not. Like,
Well,
there's no in
In
between.
college, they were like, okay, do this, and he would explain how to do it. And I was every single class surprising myself with how good I was actually doing the stuff. And I was one of the ones with the highest grade in the whole class. And I'm like, before this, I didn't even know how to draw a straight
CJ, I
line.
don't agree with you. I think that if you practice enough, you can become good at it.
No, I know, but like, art has never really, for me personally, I'm not gonna say everyone else.
And I agree with you.
For
feel
me
the same way.
personally, bro, like I don't know. It's not like, for me, it's just, bro, like I don't enjoy it. I don't like people will see a picture and they'll look at it. I'm like, oh my god, this is so nice, blah blah blah.
See, I enjoy.
and I'll just go through museums and I just saw it,
See,
and just keep moving.
I
you know?
enjoy photorealistic art.
Yeah,
Like when someone can draw something with pencil and make it look like a fucking photo, I think that's badass.
Yeah, that's.
no, I mean
Or with paint, make it look like an actual photo, like photorealistic shit.
that's what realism,
Badass.
right? That's called realism. So yes, I agree with that. It looks cool on the eyes, but I would never want to do that.
See, yeah, so
I never had
exactly.
the drive to do it,
Exactly.
or learn
but
how
if
to
you
do it.
did have the drive, you could be good at just as good
Yeah,
as
yeah,
anybody
yeah.
else. So the reason being is little kids from small have that artistic value, and they start drawing when they're little fucking kids and caring about it, and they get better and better and better.
You seen little kids draw?
Well, they're horrible. They're horrible. But there's kids that care to draw, and there's kids that don't. I never cared to fucking draw.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to color.
Yeah.
I hated coloring.
Yeah,
That
I
shit was
colored,
stupid.
but I could barely even color in the
I-
lines.
I didn't like
I
coloring.
liked coloring, but my ADD would kick in because you're little, you don't know how to properly hold pencils, or you just go a little bit harder and it goes over the line, and that was that. I would just go over the line and move on to the
See,
next page,
like,
'cause that was ruined.
at
Like I
that-
couldn't, like I had to keep it within the lines
I
perfectly.
remember as I got a little older, like my brother or like Kevin that was a little older than me, they would do the whole thing where they would do like dark around like where the black line is, and then the other part like lighter shading. And I would try so hard to do that, and then like one spot I would accidentally like press harder where it was supposed to be light or whatever, and I would get so mad, and I'd be like, "Fuck this! I can't."
You know what I blamed for me not liking any of the basic little kid tasks? Coloring, drawing, puzzles, fucking video games, bro. Because as I grew up playing video games,
no.
video games are more like the problem in a video game. Even now, when I was growing up, is much more complex. You know what I mean?
Especially
So I
if you
was-
play the old school games, not
And
the
so-
games in your generation, because most of the time in your generation you could kind of save and get out of it. Like
Not all of
not all of them.
Not when I was young. Like when I had the
Most
PS2,
are-
bro.
all
most of that
of our
shit-
games were not
Most
saved
of that
at
shit
all.
didn't save. Like for example, one of my favorite games, Crash Bandicoot. Right? That shit didn't fucking save. I don't know why. Maybe it was supposed to, but it didn't.
Yeah.
You literally had to start from the beginning of the game every time. Watch the cutscene of him and his evil brother and all this shit.
Yeah.
I know what that was like. Trust
Yeah.
me.
And the games were
It-
back in the day were hard.
And so like I was used to the complex problem solving of a video game. You put a coloring book in front of me, bro. Like this is boring.
yeah.
This is mad fucking
Yeah, no, I
boring.
use coloring
Now
books,
we talked about
puzzles,
a little
word
bit about.
search.
We need to mention the politics, right? We have to go
think
into
so?
this. So there's a couple of things that happened. They put out a bill for the border, right? That didn't get passed, and then they're gonna pass it again. Didn't get passed, but basically a lot of. Anyway, then Tucker Carlson went to talk to Putin.
We talked about that.
which majority of people came out and they want to put sanctions against him for talking to Putin. And the second part was where one of the interviewers straight up told Biden, "What about your memory?" Biden got pissed and he's like, "My memory is fine. I'm running this country
We talked about that when the whole thing happened where he took classified documents and they said something about his memory, and the interviewer asked him and he got pissed.
He got pissed.
He got
Yeah.
pissed.
So there's a couple of things politically that are happening.
And it's funny, we mentioned how like he got pissed about that, but that was the kind of the out they gave him. Maybe that's the out that they're. This is my thing. Ready? I think that they probably mentioned that in the report, but that's not the specific out they gave him against the classified documents. You know what I mean? This is probably what's probably being blown up by the media, that it was mentioned in the reports, and they're trying to make it look like it is. And so when they came up to him and said that and tried to make it as the main reason, he's like, "That's not the fucking reason. My memory's fine. This and that."
So my thing is, mine is completely different. Mine is about this bill, because the problem with this bill is the reason they were going back and forth to approve this bill. For me, the problem is, well, we have an issue at the border, right? And they were passing a bill, money to fortify the border. To me, the question is, why don't they? If the border is in question, why don't you create a bill solely for the border? Why do you have to combine this shit with something else?
I think that's just how politics works, man.
And that's and I think that's really the issue where they're just throwing a bunch of shit together into one place, and once you approve one bill and there's a bunch of shit that gets approved with that, that's not necessarily, I might not like that. As a person, I might think, well, wait a minute, I want this to happen, but I don't want all the other things happening, or I want 90% of things happen, but I don't want the 10%.
But it's
happening.
like we were talking about with my dad the other day. At that point, it's because everything is a handshake, right? So it's like we're getting this done, and we're getting this done because you want to allow me to get A done, and then we're gonna do B because you want to get B done, and because you let me get A done, I'm gonna allow you to get B done. We're gonna do this together.
Yeah,
that may be part
so
of the
I don't
thing as well.
necessarily agree with Alex that Tucker Putin made fun of Tucker all 2 hours. Well, this is what happened. Tucker went to a good college, graduated from Ivy League school, blah blah blah. He's never dealt with someone like Putin in his entire life. Putin is probably one of the sneakiest, one of the most crafty conniving presidents out there, right? So what happened was Putin was out there to tell the rest of the world his side of the story and make himself look good. That's what Putin was out there to do. So hey, listen, can you close the door, please? Thank you.
Distracting, bro. Come on.
So Putin was out there to let the rest of the world know that he's not that bad of a guy as everybody paints him to be. However, you could
No one's
tell
gonna believe that.
you could tell the shit that he was saying, like the things he was saying and how he's trying to justify one thing or another thing. Number one, you could tell in his voice that he knew that it's only partially true, right? And there's a lot more to it, and whatever he's saying doesn't necessarily cover all the wrongdoings. And number two was he knew exactly what he was doing, right? Like Tucker was there to ask the questions. He sidestepped the questions, made fun of him a couple of times, not for straight 2 hours, and he told his story the way he wanted everybody else to hear about his story, right? To all the billionaires, millionaires, so on and so forth, right? His biggest issue is in this war that the United States is supporting Ukraine, and that's pretty big. The rest of the world is also supporting Ukraine, but not in the amount of money or help, right? But if United States wasn't there, arguably Russia could probably take over Ukraine fairly quickly. But his thing was to knock United States in a nice way, but he did knock United States in many ways, which was uncalled for. Tucker. And I think for Tucker, it was more of a like, okay, you motherfuckers, none of you can go out there talk to him, but I can, type of deal where like, look at me type of deal. Like you kicked me out from Fox, but now I'm the most known journalist in the entire world. So I think, and there could be part of where, Tucker is obviously friends with Trump, and Trump and Putin, they've always been in communication. And I'm not saying that Putin is somehow Putin or Trump is somehow Putin's little puppet. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to say, Tucker might have had some sort of a message to Putin, or Putin might have had some sort of a message for Trump. And Tucker went in there, got the message. There were so many things going on that we don't know about this interview. But overall, I don't know if this was a good thing that he did talk to Putin, because they didn't show the full story. The full story wasn't what they said, right? It was just very one-sided.
I have yet to watch the interview, so
yeah, it's very one-sided. And for the 2 hours, Putin is talking about history. Literally, he's talking history, like with dates and everything, talking history. Which at the end of the day, he did ask him a couple of questions. Would you ever join NATO and things like that? Would you ever release? Because they have a journalist that they're right now keeping in their jail, right? That apparently was stealing secrets of Russia, right? But he's a journalist. He's not stealing secrets of Russia. He's a fucking journalist. He's working. He's figuring out what the truth is, and he's gonna
practicing
journalism. And it's like, as a good fate, are you gonna let him go? And his response was like, "We've done so much good fate. There's got to be something else. We're tired of doing good fate shit." And immediately to myself, I was like, "Bruh, you just got the biggest arm dealer released, sent to you." For a basketball player that smoked weed. Like, I don't understand how much more goodwill can you get. You know what I mean?
And not even like weed. It was CBD.
Well, whatever it was something that was illegal. Was it CBD? Was it the oil? Right? Like it was the oil.
CBD oil.
It was CBD oil or weed?
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was CBD oil.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know exactly what it was, but my understanding was it was the oil. Right.
But I think it was just CBD cars. Like, it's not shit that makes you high. It's for like inflammation and pain.
Either way, her knowing how.
I mean, we talked about this.
Yeah.
It's legal. It's illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal. It doesn't matter what it is. It's illegal, right? So can we? I have a question for you, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you take your girlfriend of, let's say, 2-3 years on a date for Valentine's? Where would you take her? Because we know Valentine's Day is a really hard place to, like, a really hard time to find a place, right? Because everyone's taking their girl out, everyone's taking their new date, the crush, whatever, and so everywhere's fucking full. So what would you do for a Valentine's Day?
So you're gonna this Valentine's Day is a little odd, right? Because it falls right in the middle of the week.
Right, it's a Wednesday.
Number one, so it's very hard to say whether the majority of people are gonna go out on Wednesday or they're gonna go out on the weekend.
Yeah,
it just could happen that they're all gonna kind of go out throughout the week, right? So it's gonna be really hard to say where to take your girl on Valentine's Day. I would say
We've practiced. You say that, and we've practiced that for the past couple of years, in the sense where we don't go out on the actual day of Valentine's Day. We would go like the day before or the day after, and that actually is something that, it makes it nice and calm. You don't have the hecticness of normal Valentine's Day.
so. I would say, you know how girls are it's very hard for girls to pick where they want to eat.
Yes.
Extremely hard, right? So what I would do on a day like this, I would go somewhere where they had multiple food trucks of different kinds of foods that your girl might like.
Okay.
And then be like, all right, we'll get this thing from here, we'll get that thing from there, we'll get that thing from there, get that thing from there. So that on the table I have a bunch of different kinds of foods that you like. And we'll eat it at our own pace, drink our drinks at our own pace, laugh and just have a good time. That's what I would do. Number one, it probably would be super economic. Number two, it would be like exactly everything that both of you want.
Super comfortable.
It's super comfortable. And number three, you're not gonna have to wait in such big lines or like for the table and be in the stuffy environment, like necessarily dress up really crazy. Because one thing, if I'm enjoying my time with someone, I don't want to be all dressed up, because the dressy clothes, yeah, you look nice, but they're uncomfortable. I want to feel comfortable on a day that I'm spending with my girl, right? For example, like I want to enjoy my day, not just being with her, but I want to enjoy my day being comfortable myself.
You know what's funny, Jay? I respect your opinion, understand it, and agree with it, but I'm not someone that practices that. In the sense where when it's like a special day like that, I like to put my nice clothes on. I like to really put my shit on. Like I'm one of the people that love to be comfortable, right?
Yeah.
But a day like that, I would like to put my nice clothes on, whatever it is.
I would just say hopping in places that are easily accessible, versus just like worrying about dealing with people. Because what's gonna happen? You're gonna go in a restaurant, they're gonna rush you. Because on those days, I used to work in restaurants, and I know exactly what it was. It would get together, they would pull you into the meeting in the beginning of the shift, and be like, "Listen, it's gonna be an extremely busy day. We want you to be on point. You put all the orders in as quick as possible. You clean the tables as quick as possible. You have to, well, they would call them turn and burn. You know what I mean? Just get rid of these people as soon as possible." So you get to enjoy your time. And it would get to the point where couples would sit down on Valentine's Day. They want to enjoy their time. We would collect literally everything off the table. We would come in and be like, "Okay, would you like another drink?" And they'd be like, "No, I don't want another drink." "Okay, is that okay if I take the glass?" So we would take literally everything off the fucking table. It would be just a barren table and them talking to force them to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if you want to be in that environment where they're pushing you out the door. Like, you want to sit there and enjoy your time. Well, like, what if you decided you wanted to go, I don't know, to Starbucks and have a coffee? You know what I mean? Like, after everything. Or you decided to go and walk somewhere. Now you have these clothes on that you can't really walk. Like, you can, I think it's a little more versatile. But I do get you getting dressed up. Like, I understand it.
Yeah. Isn't it weird? Like, it's in the sense where...
And I do agree with Alex on that one. Tucker did come out and say that Moscow was much cleaner and prettier. But then again, one thing that Tucker failed to mention is Moscow, where he was shown, was cleaner and nicer because they knew Tucker is coming. Moscow is not clean and nice. 11 million people, you cannot make the city clean and nice. I don't care how much you clean it, how much you want to make it nice. It's just impossible. He was never taken to the neighborhoods where there were broken houses, because to this day they have those old homes from Khrushchev times. Khrushchev was one of the presidents for the Soviet Union, and they built these houses, like cookie cutter houses, throughout the entire Soviet Union, not just Moscow.
You ever watched that movie, The Interview? Where the guys go and they're supposed to go interview Kim Jong-un and all that stuff.
Yeah.
When they like take him through the area, and it's like all the shops are like super nice.
Yes.
But then when they walk through later and they go into one of those shops, they figure out everything is plastic and fake.
Yeah.
There's like cutouts of people to make it look like it was busy and stuff.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened. They took him into those areas. So did he see Moscow as clean? Yeah, the Red Square is always clean because it's a tourist attraction, right? It would be the same thing as you saying, like, okay, well, you go to Washington D.C. and the what do they call that? Mall of America, like that strip is dirty. You just never see it dirty because they always keep it clean, right? It's the same thing. Moscow is the capital of Russia, and the Red Square is the most main attraction. So they always keep that Red Square clean. Like, if it snows, they immediately collect it. You know.
But so back to the Valentine's Day thing. So you were saying, you were kind of explaining these things logically. Like, we're gonna both get what we want, be comfortable, have our time together, and all these things. But you kind of don't feel the social media envy of your partner. You know what I
Fuck
mean?
what
'Cause-
social media things, bro.
but aren't I right?
Yeah, but fuck what
I
social
agree.
media
Fuck
things.
social media.
No, in a sense, like
Sean Strickland also thinks that.
Yeah.
He wants
Yeah.
to fight Jake Paul.
there were some
For the
back and
free.
forths with each other.
You
I
saw him
some of the
bloody up
tweets,
Sneeko?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw him. But you know how the whole thing happened, right? So apparently, Pearly Things had an interview with Sean Strickland. That file somehow got corrupted, and they never posted the
Oh,
interview.
really?
Yeah. So then she called him and said, "Hey, listen, I know this file got corrupted, but would you mind talking to my buddy, sparring with my buddy Sneeko, because he wanted really to spar with you?" He said, "I don't care. Yeah, whatever." So that's how this whole thing started happening, right? And he doesn't like influencers. And then there's a whole thing that he filmed himself. He's like, you know what? I respect you because you didn't go down. And then after a while, when they threw the towel, he's like, why did you throw the towel? He goes, I respect you for that. But then he goes, but I also know about you that you like to share your lady. And you've seen, and then they put the clip of
Yeah.
him
Sneeko.
talking about that,
Yeah.
how he's seen his girl being smashed by other dudes. So it's like, I hope you don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But he goes, I do respect it because you got in a ring with someone like me and you didn't back down, you know?
Yeah.
So he goes into the whole thing where he says,
Now, where would you like to be taken on Valentine's Day, babe? What's your prime Valentine's Day date?
Staying home.
Staying home. I like it.
that means you decide where we're going to go.
No,
You
that
figure out
means
something.
staying home because I remember going to restaurants and waiting hours for our food that by the time it got there, I was like, I'm not even hungry anymore.
Yeah, because
She
you
said
probably...
she said she wants you to make a nice home cooked meal, some spaghetti,
No, I mean,
we
straight up,
can-
she's
we can
basically
go
saying-
to like
some
Taco
chicken
Bell.
parm.
She understands
And
the
to take it
reality
home.
of going out on a day like Valentine's Day.
Bro, see,
Go to Taco Bell and like a candle. in the
I've
center,
noticed
you know?
one thing about girls. For them,
Just set it up on the bed. With a
for
candle.
them, it's more about how they feel, not necessarily what
Where
they're
they are,
eating or where
yeah.
they are. It's more like how this makes them feel. So that's why I said, even like she's saying Taco Bell. Taco Bell could be a fucking great date if it's something that she likes. She gets to eat and enjoy her time. It's gonna be plenty enough. It doesn't have to be
But
expensive.
Gal already said it. Put a candle in the center of the bed and put the Taco Bell around it.
Yeah,
Keeps the Taco Bell warm.
spell it. Can I smash you tonight with Taco Bell tacos? You know, on the bed. but yeah, so I think you guys should do whatever you want to do. Obviously, if I were you, I would not plan anything grandiose or anything like that. All that shit's for fucking that shit's so outdated, man.
Jay,
like
we're
doing that
getting Taco
grandiose
Bell
stuff.
and watching movies.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen tomorrow
There
night.
you go. There you go.
We're
That's what
probably
you want to
gonna
do.
sit and watch Interstellar.
We're watching it today.
Yeah, we're probably not gonna finish it.
I don't know. how much we
She's
had
hey
left
man,
of it.
she's actually liking it. She's actually getting into the movie. You were talking about his bullshit, bro. It's because the thing is when I tell you it's a space movie, it's not just a space movie.
If I was you, I'm just saying, I would go on social media or on interwebs and figure out how to download a copy of Mean Girls, and have her eat the Taco Bell and watch that movie with you, bro. You'll make her day, bro.
We were supposed to go watch it, Jay. You
We're supposed to go watch it. I still want to go watch it,
Let's
but it's
go.
probably too late, no? We'll have to
Let's
fucking
check
figure
the
something out.
interwebs.
Check the interwebs while you're at it.
So they came out with the new Mean Girls.
Yeah, they did.
Yes.
Which I'm glad, because Lindsay Lohan is no longer in it. You know, because she was pretending to be the nice girl, but she ended up in real life being one of the mean girls. Isn't that like cliche a little bit? But yeah.
Yeah, no, it's no longer in the movie, so
Yeah.
it says you can buy it on YouTube for $24.99.
Get the fuck out. $24.99. Shit, it's like pay-per-view shit.
I
that's
think
like
I
one
think we have
movie
other
ticket.
methods of finding it.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
That's
like,
like one movie ticket.
Yeah, but I'm
That's
just.
two
But yeah,
movie
there's
tickets.
other resources out there.
Yeah.
Yes,
we'll,
I think-
we'll,
I
we'll
think you
figure
should-
it out.
I think you should look
Yeah,
into
Amazon
your resources.
Prime, Netflix, Hulu. Yeah, one of them has them.
I think Amazon Prime actually does have it.
No, there's just one that starts like better something.
Oh yeah, there is that one.
Better something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Talking about fishing and casting your poles into the water. You know, fill us in, Miggy. You see-
Yeah, how's the job
you,
going?
you like
Miggy?
how I did that?
It's pretty good. Pretty good.
Hey, you like how I did that?
Yeah,
Fishings and castings.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
ruined it by bringing it up. It was great.
Yeah, you could have just left it. We got it, big. We got it, bro. He was gonna explain
You
it.
ruined it
It
by
would've-
saying
it
you
would've
like how I
clicked.
did that.
It would have clicked. You know how they say like the joke's never good if you have to explain it.
Well, I figured you guys are dumb. sorry. I had to do it.
Hi,
Go ahead,
Jay.
Miggy.
No, but it's fun, man. It's lax, you know, having a good time. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. They're gonna be taking me out fishing. The
Nice.
boys actually know how to fish, so they I mean,
Maybe a smidge.
A little bit, right?
am I wrong?
No,
I mean, we don't know the spots.
Talk more about your duties now that with this new job.
I mean, I'm only starting with just the basic stuff, so I'm just making logos and stuff right now at the moment. But later on, I did create 2 videos today.
How did that go?
They look pretty good.
Yeah,
Still working on one of
Because
them.
you said they go out there and they kind of criticize all that stuff.
Not. I mean, I did show everybody just to make sure that, hey, what can I change here? What can I improve? And they gave me some pointers. We changed some stuff and made it look a little bit better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. So Miggy's becoming a full-fledged producer.
I mean, it's your second day on the job, right?
Second day.
Pretty soon
And
get
you're
over
already
it.
going in Nike slides and sweat shorts.
Yeah, dude. It's a lax environment, dude. It's comfy out there. It's nice and dark. Like, all the lights are off. They keep the lights off. It's cool. It's nice in there.
If you guys had like a job that was like suit and tie every day, would you be like pissed at that?
No, I
Depends
did
on how
that
much
shit for,
money.
like,
Depends on how
6
much money
years.
I'm making.
But straight up jacket and everything.
Yeah, bro.
It depends on how much money I'm making, like Miguel said.
When you work Raymond James, was it? That's you had to wear that every day?
Mhm.
Oh right, because you were auditing and stuff, right? So you had to be presentable when you were going to the branches.
Not only that, while I was there, I had to be presentable too.
Right,
'Cause
you couldn't just
everybody
walk
was
into your
assuming-
home office
Yeah.
in slides.
Yeah. No,
like
yeah.
Miguel said, depend on how much you make. But I
Well, it's
always
not-
see
it's-
videos of girls they can like get ready with me for work, like all dressed up, and I'm like, that'd be kind of cool. Like every day dress up.
Hmm.
I would like to do it.
What?
So did you hate it? Did you not like it?
At times when, let's say, you went to sleep late and you had to wake up and
Oh, to get ready. Yeah.
those and I don't nearly get ready as much as a girl would, but you have to make sure you're always shaven, like
Yeah.
the
Well, at least you don't have to do your hair. That saves you
yeah
some time.
yeah or the makeup rituals in the
Right.
mornings, right? So, but it's not about how much money you're making. It's the kind of job that you're doing more than anything. Because you might not make a lot of money, but you
Yeah.
still might need to dress up. Let's say as a salesperson, you might not necessarily
Yeah,
make a lot
Rodolfo
of
sells
money.
dogs and has to wear a button-up shirt and
Yeah,
dress pants and
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah, so you have to
See,
look
but let
presentable.
me ask you this: so when you were working, doing that work suit and tie and stuff, you weren't really wearing watches like that, were you?
No,
Do you think you would enjoy it more now, kind of putting the whole thing together with the watch and all that? I could see
Not
that as
necessarily.
part of it.
not necessarily. No. I was wearing watches then. I was wearing my Seikos because I had my Seiko back then. You know,
Yeah.
like that the one. I
On
would
the
I would
strap?
wear it. It's the strap one. Yeah. I did wear them. I had an Apple Watch at one point that I wore. But the thing was, I figured out a hack. I would always keep a tie in my desk. I would go to work without the tie, but anytime there was a meeting, I'd throw the tie on, and I would show up to the meetings with the tie on. Right?
Yeah.
I always kept a tie. At the very least, I had a tie, and on the days that I would remember that I have a meeting, I would take my jacket with me. But then I figured out the
Working the system.
workaround, which was, you still look dressed, you still had a button-up shirt, and then you had an undershirt, and you still had to look shaven, clean, smell good,
Right.
nice shoes. But not always came in with a tie and everything. But there were some people that would come in literally like with bow ties and shit every fucking day. There was this guy.
Vest and all.
There was this guy was known. They would not like they didn't know his name, but they'd be like, "Hey, the bow tie guy," and everybody knew exactly who you were talking about. Like, it was like one of the people that would always wear bow ties.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah. I think it just depends on because like tech bros always have the khakis and some
Yeah.
sort of a button-up shirt. And it's so
Tech bros.
yeah, it's so crazy, man. Like even at my current work, like the tech bros that wear that
Khakis and the
traditional
white
tech
button-up.
bro stuff, and then you have the other ones that are a little more conservative. They'll come in with like dress pants and dress shoes and a shirt, like they keep it classy. And then you got me that wear jeans and sneakers and like whatever, and nobody cares.
Have you ever watched Peaky Blinders?
Yeah,
So you would go like this to work,
no, I would not go like this.
I would show up
I would
like-
put jeans on.
I would show
wouldn't
up.
go
I
like
would show up like
but
that
like
to work.
just a t-shirt.
The t-shirt, I would have a jacket on, but if I don't have a jacket, then I would have a polo.
Oh, okay.
If
Makes
I had to wear
But it
like
would be untucked.
if I had to wear like suit tie like kind of that formal dress code for work, I would be going like vintage style.
Yeah,
Straight
but
up.
see, you're saying that the thing with that is, when you want to do unnecessary movements with your body, you can't. It's like
the new shit is what's got
it's like-
flexibility, right?
it's like Aussie mounting you in a mount position in
Tangled
jiu-jitsu.
your
That's
legs.
how you yes, that's how you feel. Literally, like you're
Yeah.
really constricted.
Stand
then-
near a straight jacket. Yeah,
and then
I know.
After a while, I figured out that you can buy pants that are stretchy. You can buy shirts that are stretchy,
Mm-hmm.
jackets that are stretchy, that give you a little bit more comfort.
Right.
But that comes with like territory, right? Like slowly. But I don't know if I missed that necessarily. I've done
Did
it
you
for
ever
so
enjoy?
much.
Did you enjoy part? Did you ever enjoy it?
There were times that I liked it, and there were times like, oh man, I gotta put this shit
Right.
on. Like the favorite day was because all these workplaces, they all have a Friday's a jeans day,
Right.
jeans and a polo day, right? Like I would look forward to jeans and polo day because you wake up, there are jeans on and a polo, and you're ready to go.
Yeah.
Versus like undershirt, button up, make sure that's all good, make sure your pants sit right, make sure
Yeah.
your
On my
shirt's
old
tucked in
job, I
properly.
used to look forward to Fridays because we could wear hats. Now I don't have to look forward to a Friday.
I bring a hat now and cover my head because I'll go like this to work. They're not shaven.
Yeah.
No one really cares because they don't really know who you are at this point. Back then, there was like, because everybody's in the office, they kind of knew who you are. But now, it's like only your group knows you,
Right.
not other people. Other people care less.
Yeah, because you don't really mingle. Alrighty. So I think that's good for today, right? We're about half
Yeah.
hour and a
Did
half.
we have any more interesting articles? I don't remember. I posted a bunch of them. No, that was one okay. What was it? Yeah, this is chapter 11. So another clothing retailer is going bankrupt. There was one with the couples, right? For the
Yeah. 5 reasons why
There
your
you go.
partner is picking fights for what feels like no reason and how to break the cycle.
So what are these reasons? Let's see if you agree with that.
All right, we'll just go through them real quick. Tit for tat. So the give and take approach is going to tit for tat is where one person's actions is whether positive or negative prompts a comparable response from the other. So it's kind of just one of those things where like you're comparing.
Well, you did this, and I'm gonna do that.
Exactly, comparing.
Like a revenge type of deal. So how you break that?
Looks like using this okay, so the tactic is if you have complaints about me and my behavior and I don't want to address that, picking a fight can serve as a great distraction to not take accountability for my actions and instead move the conservative or conversation onto your behavior instead. In practical terms, using this tactic leaves both sides without a resolution, making the argument feel like it's dragging on endlessly. If you're unable to deal with one issue at a time,
But that's like very manipulative. It's like, it's kind of like, oh yeah, like I need to know so I can improve type of deal, instead of saying, bro, I'm tired of listening you complain.
I mean,
all
all
You know
of
what
it.
I
I mean, the whole thing here is exactly what it says. You don't want to take accountability, so you try and bring something out against the other person.
Well, no, it's saying let me take accountability by telling what is it that you don't like about my behavior. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay. So, your upbringing. So, childhood memories, trauma. So, basically, let's talk about past trauma.
Mm-hmm.
So, could incite certain kind of arguments, which I could definitely see that happening because you have certain kinds of reactions to past
I agree with that.
experiences.
But with TikTok and Instagram, I think this subject's been so much watered down. Everyone and their mother now is a subject professional about it, and they're putting out reels and TikTok. Well, if your partner does this, is because you have trauma. If your parents treated you bad, that's why you feel this way right now. And I dealt with this. I was talking to someone, and they were bringing up like how parents didn't really treat them nice when they were little. They would get mad at them and punish them. I was like, well, that's parents' job to get mad and punish you when you do something. It doesn't mean that you're getting trauma from it. They're just punishing you for your bad behavior.
It all depends on how they go about it.
Correct. And I agree with that 100%. But now with everyone being a professional or subject matter expert, I think this subject is extremely watered down, and I don't think it's as big as they make it sound. For some people it is, but I think for majority of people it's not. So
then we've got confusing intimacy, which looks like it's talking about past relationships, and some people might have different interpretations of certain kind of emotions that people give off and reactions.
Mm-hmm.
So you might just
especially
not be
text
understanding in
messages.
things.
I think text messages like a perfect example of that.
See, but this is the thing, though. I feel, depending on how emotional the conversation is, sometimes text messages might be the way to go. in the sense where it removes emotion. Listen, it removes emotion in a certain way, right?
That's if you
And
stop and think about what you're texting back.
there you go. That's exactly what I was
Yeah,
gonna
but
say.
majority of the time you don't get that.
Most of the time, at least this is what happens to me anecdotally, right? I go to write something, and just because it took me that second to write it out versus just blurting it, I sometimes rethink it, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's not the best thing to say.
Here's the thing. That's you. Majority of people don't do that.
Maybe I'm
They'll
wrong.
argue back and forth, or they'll read something. It's like, why did you say it in that tone? What are you talking about? In what tone did I text message to you?
Exactly.
You know.
So something sits underneath it. So yeah, some kind of underlying issue.
That's usually not what you're arguing about.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And you want to break up. Yeah, you guys are just fed up with each other to the point where you're just looking for shit
that's
to
at the
fight with to
point
get
where
rid of each
you're
other.
like, why is jelly in this cabinet? You know what I mean? That's like things like that. You know, or
why are you folding the clothes this way?
Yeah, like why is bread in a fridge? It should be out. Like things shit like that. You know. Then yeah.
You know what I find very strange talking about things in the fridge? That at your house, you guys keep all medication in the fridge.
Yeah.
I understand, like, freaking cough syrup or whatever, but you guys keep, like, Tylenol in the fridge.
Yeah.
Why?
So I think it's partially, maybe it's not.
But
maybe
you guys
it's
do
not
that
smart.
too. You guys keep a lot of medicine in the fridge, babe.
Maybe
Like,
there's
like liquid, like, cold medication.
maybe there's no
That's
logical
it.
reason. And I've never done the research about this to go. I never really cared about going as far as like reading and understanding whether like keeping Tylenol in a humid Florida weather is okay. That's why I just shove it in a fridge, which I know the humidity level is low. It's cold. That means no bacteria, no mold can fester and grow on it. So I keep it there. And majority of the time, what happens, every 6 months, I'll go through it and I'll throw half of that shit away because it's all expired. You know what I mean? So the reason I keep medication in is exactly because of that. Because I didn't care enough to go and figure out whether I can keep something out somewhere. You know? Well, think about it. Let's say you put medication like the tablets in a bathroom. Bathroom is probably one of the most humid places you can have it. So that humidity gets in all of those bottles. So now you have medicine that's partially gonna get oxidized and fucking melt.
Those
Like, I don't
bottles
want that
are
to
sealed though.
They're not vacuum sealed.
They have the little
It doesn't-
plastic on the top that seals them.
Air gets everywhere, bro. Air will fuck shit up, especially humid air will fuck shit up. That's why I'm again, as I said, I haven't done my research. It could be just good enough, you know what I mean?
Right.
But it's just easier. I know there's a little shelf cabinet in a fridge. That's where all the medicine goes,
Yeah,
and
we
you know
keep,
exactly
like-
where to go to grab it.
We keep
And
like, a
oil-based
few things.
ointments are usually in a drawer because oil-based is oil-based. They never really go bad, you know, it's because
Yeah.
it's oil-based.
So
The
all right.
one thing that we keep in my fridge that I don't understand why, but that's where it belongs, is acetone.
Yeah, I see. I don't know this one. I don't know why.
My mom keeps the acetone there, and I've always asked her why, and she never has given me a response. But when I get a house, it's going in the fridge.
Well, I can
That's
see
just what's-
acetone because of the
makes sense.
heat. Acetone would evaporate.
But it's
so
in a
maybe
closed bottle. It's not going nowhere.
it's not. But when it becomes gas, it's never gonna become liquid again.
Yeah, but it was something
Acetone,
like that.
like sometimes the bottle will
Yes.
like something will happen to it. So,
yes. For
like,
the
even if
cold,
it's
they'll
sealed.
suck it in.
Maybe because acetone is a flammable liquid, so maybe not keeping it out.
No, but the flammable liquid, you gotta be close to the flame. Like you throw it in a garage, it'll be fine. I think it just has to do with the heat and acetone being volatile in heat
I don't think
and
so.
evaporating at a higher rate in heat.
I don't think so because I used to use acetone a lot at working,
Yeah.
and that shit just stayed in the truck.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just my
But they're
mom
usually
not
in the
knowing
metal
where to put
canisters,
it and
not
just
in
sticking
plastic.
it in there.
Yes, metal canister. Alrighty, guys. So I think that's good. That's it for today. You had any more articles you wanted to look at, or just that one?
No, but talking about
relationship
things
one.
in a fridge, to me it was crazy. It was very unusual when I came first to the United States putting eggs in a fridge.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason you do that is because these eggs in the United States get a chlorinated wash, and that chlorinated wash fucks with the structure of the shell. So which means if there's any bacteria, they can actually get inside, penetrate it. But back home, you put them on a counter and it's fine.
Well, yeah, because where does the egg sit after it comes out of the chicken? Outside.
Yeah, and when we're in London, my friends, because we're at their house, my friends left the table with all the food and everything on there. It's like, you're not going to put it in the fridge? He's like, for what? I go, it's going to get mildew and it's going to get bad. He looks at me and laughs. He goes, you know how cold it is out there? We have zero humidity. Nothing's going to happen to food. We're fine. And I remember back home, that's what we would do. We just keep the food on the table. Here, deliver the food on the table. 2 hours later, you're gonna see them hairs coming off with the fungus on it. You know, so.
Alrighty, guys.
All right, guys.
Thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Thank you to my co-host Jay, and thank you to my producer Miguel. They do a lot of hard work.
Thanks for our guest.
Thank you, Emily, for joining us today. And thank you for everyone in the chat. You know, Alex, Arthur, my mom. I saw a few guys were in there. Thank you guys for joining us. Really appreciate the support.
Yes, Normito was in there. Thanks, Normito, for coming.
Make sure. Oh, Ozzy Vet. Can't forget Ozzy. Guys. Yeah. Oh, we almost forgot. Look, Vitality Wellness Center, guys. You know, don't forget. Got locations on Park Street.
The one that has it down packed that he always touches it.
Yeah.
I go like this.
Well, the couch is also moved right now.
Park Street, and 4th Street as well in the St. Petersburg area, guys. Make sure to check that out.
And I shouldn't say it. I know something, but I shouldn't say it.
Okay.
We'll wait.
We'll leave it